Good morning, Dave here in North Carolina. You can see right there, Dave. It is a rather crisp morning. It's about 20 degrees when I looked at the thermometer here in North Carolina. That's about as cold as it gets. And I thought it's a perfect morning to plant some comfrey since I just got some from an eBay purchase. And I've been reading up on comfrey. It sounds like a wonderful plant, and I thought I would read a couple things that I got because I didn't want to get the figures wrong for you guys. Comfrey can be cut, and it is a finished compost as soon as it is cut and plowed under. 1 pound or more per foot of row will increase the yields of most crops 30 to 100%. I just printed this off of a website that I was on called Coes Comfrey, C-O-E-S Comfrey. If you want to look it up, they're actually based in North Carolina. So I purchased crowns. You can get it by root cuttings, crowns, or full plants. Of course, the root cuttings are the cheapest way to go. The crowns are the way I went, which is more of an established plant. And then the plant would be like, it's grown longer, like probably 3 or 4 year old plant. So of course it would start a lot quicker. So I'm going to do the crowns, and it sounds like it's a fast growing plant, so it shouldn't matter. It'll get going quickly. You can make a liquid compost or compost tea out of it. The leaves are about 17% nitrogen, whereas horse manure is 14% nitrogen. And the leaves have 2 to 3 times more potash than good barnyard manure, and much more than most other compost. The leaves are also an excellent potting mixture ingredient. Blah blah blah. There's a ton of information about how wonderful it is. It is an herb. You can use it for poultices. You can juice it, eat it, fry it. It's also a good livestock feed. I'm going to plant one up by our rabbits, which I probably haven't even shown you guys my rabbits. So I'll have to do that too. But I'm planting it by the rabbits, and little sprouts will grow up under the fence, and the rabbits will be able to nibble on them. But it's great. Let's see, rich in silicon, calcium, potassium, phosphorus, iron, iodine, trace minerals, and more. The roots actually will go down 10 feet and they'll pull up the minerals in the soil. And I'm going to plant them about 3 feet apart so that when they grow, their leaves will actually touch each other. And then you can chop and drop it, you can chop it and compost it, you can chop it and lay it on top of your soil for the worms to come up and eat. Oh, that's another thing. They said vermicultures can increase their production by up to 400%. And the crowns that I got actually have a bunch of worms in the midst of the roots. There were worms crawling out of them when I got it out of the mailbox. So I can believe that it's good for the worms. Let's see, I'll just say one more thing and then I'll get started planting. Comfrey has 7 times the protein of soybeans and 8 times the carbohydrate pound per pound. When protein yield is measured acre for acre, Comfrey surpasses soybeans, producing 20 times as much as the infamous bean. So, I mean, there's a lot that you can read and learn about it, but I'm going to get started planting. Okay, here's my bag of crowns. Let's see, some of these actually have some leaves still on them, which is a good thing. Look at that. Doesn't that look wonderful? Look at that earthworm right there. Ah, it smells good too. It smells like dirt. Don't you love dirt? Let's see. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say it originated in Russia, so it can stand negative 40 degrees, and it's been grown in the deserts up to 120 degrees too. So I mean, how much more versatile can you get than that? So let's go ahead and get started planting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the edge of my garden where I put some wood chips down last year. And the wood chips should be broken down enough that they'll supply some nitrogen. And I'm also going to put some worm compost in from my vermiculture bin. So let's get started. I have to rearrange the camera and let y'all come back on in. Get rid of some of this. Bermuda grass or whatever it's called. Yeah, look at the way those chips are broken down. They've been here almost a year. And that was pretty much just straight wood chips. Bermuda grass, crabgrass. Bad. But look how easy it is to pull up when it's in the wood chips. Okay, so just gonna scrape down to the soil here. Wow, I mean, this was all just straight clay under there, like this kind of clay, and you can see how putting the wood chips on there has actually created a little level of topsoil there, and the soil, the clay soil, is able to be broken apart, where before I had done that, that would have been just solid clay. Let's look at that. There's some worms in my soil there too. Nice. Okay, I'm just going to put a little of this worm castings from my vermiculture bin. Of course, there's a bunch of worms in there too. I don't have a whole bunch, so I'm just going to put a little bit in. Of course, I have my worms in there, so I'm going to dig this in gently. Right, now where is that crown? Go. I'm gonna put some of this wood chips back around, and I'm ready to plant my next one. Wasn't that easy? Actually, I'm gonna put some water on there to give it a good start, and I'm going to plant it all along the row. This garden, I actually purchased 10 crowns, and of course, once it's established, I can start getting cuttings from the plants and place it all around. One thing I should say is that it can become invasive, but people say that with a smile, because why would you not want this plant? Because it is so wonderful. So, I guess that's it. Have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.